Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was not expecting to come back on here addressing the title, but I decided that I was ready to, come out with this story because this story is a part of me for the rest of my life, and I wanted to come on here addressing that so I can have this more like a memory to myself, to let myself know that I can overcome anything pretty much. Before I do get straight into it, I do want to give you guys a backstory, and before I do start this, I don't want to speak on behalf of my boyfriend because I don't know if he's ready to come out with the story or not, and I don't want to like mix things up. You guys will see why later on, but let me start off with the backstory. So if you guys know me personally, you guys know that I was pregnant. I was 4.5 months pregnant. At that time I didn't know the gender, and we only told a few of our friends and family, more because when you're in your first trimester, you're not really supposed to tell anyone because you never know. You can miscarry or you just never know what could happen. So we didn't tell anyone, and because the world is kind of in a, I don't know how to say this, but people are like really fucked up and people love drama. So I wanted to keep my pregnancy private because I didn't want any drama. I wanted to enjoy my pregnancy. I didn't want to stress. I didn't want I just wanted to enjoy something and have me and my boyfriend to have something that we can share, and it's only us and our immediate family, so we didn't tell anybody at all besides, like I said, our close family and our really close friends. So not even my full family knew, like besides my mom, my sisters, and whatever. But yes, I was 4.5 months pregnant. If you guys also personally know me, you guys know that I've always wanted to be a young mom. I've always wanted a baby, because I didn't grow up in like a family home, if that makes sense, like a big family, stuff like that. It was just me, my mom, and my 2 sisters, and it's been like that, my whole life. It's been us 4 in this little group, and I always wanted to have like a family of my own. I didn't care what age, if it happened, it happened. But I've always wanted to be a really young mom. I wanted to, be able to care and love my child the way I want to, and raise them different from how I was raised. Now let me get into the story of what happened that night. So it was June 26th. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't have full recollection of what happened the day before. So that time we was in the moving process, okay? So we was figuring things out. We was moving our stuff out of our old apartment because we were moving into a bigger place, so we broke our lease early. So we was moving to a bigger place, so we were moving all of our stuff from there. And on June 26th, we decided to go to our friend's house, and we wanted to go over there, just to hang out, and just to hang out pretty much. I don't think I expected to go swimming that day. I might have, I don't remember. But I did not have any extra clothes with me. I didn't have any of my toothbrush, my face wash, my hair wash, or anything of that sort. So I remember it being maybe around I want to say 11 or 12 o'clock, and it was kind of late. Honestly, it was kind of late. And keep in mind where my friend lives. She lives in Gahanna, so, or Gahanna, however you guys want to say it. But it was getting late, and they insisted for us to spend the night there, and I honestly didn't want to, just because I wanted to wash my hair and, you know, like pretty much wash my whole body, because you went swimming, you know. I wanted to be comfortable. My head was itchy from the chlorine and stuff, so they kept insisting. I was like, no, it's okay, you know, I want to go home, I want to wash my hair, you know. They was like, okay. The last thing I remember was leaving her apartment. We was going down the steps, and at that time we had our dog, Princess. Not many of you guys probably know her. Maybe the people that follow me on Instagram do. But we're walking down the steps, and I remember walking to the car. I remember opening the back seat, and Princess jumped in the back. I remember getting in the front seat on the passenger side, you know, sitting, put my seatbelt on. I remember he getting in the driver's side, and at that time he didn't have his seatbelt on, but I literally told him, like, put your seatbelt on, because we're not leaving. Because if you know me personally, you know I'm big on seatbelt. Like, put that shit on. Like, I know you hear the car beep beep, whatever it is called, you know, making that noise, so put your seatbelt on. Like, it's not that hard. So that's the last thing I remember. I do not remember getting on the highway or nothing, or driving off. But apparently, I'm gonna tell a little bit from other people's side of what they told me and what my boyfriend told me a little bit. So we got on the highway. It wasn't even probably 5 minutes. We just got on the highway, because when you leave her apartment, you probably drive like 2 minutes, and then you get straight on the highway, because they live literally across the highway. So I remember what they told me. We didn't even drive on the highway for 5 minutes before that happened. So as soon as we got on there, I guess a drunk driver coming from Hilliard came on the wrong side of the highway, and we got a on-head collision. She hit my side the most. Again, I was pregnant at this time. I was 4.5 months pregnant. So I guess the car flipped multiple times. My car was completely wrecked, like completely smashed. I don't even know how we lived, to be honest with you. She hit me mostly. This is me in the passenger seat, and then this is the front windshield part. So my heart went literally like this, like smashed me pretty much. And my side on the bottom floor where you put your feet down, I didn't have no floor. I didn't have a door. They had to cut me out. I haven't seen the car yet in person. I have a picture, but I'm not sure if I can, like, you know, show you guys, just because there is an ongoing case and is under investigation. But I didn't have a door on my side, and they honestly just told me, like, they don't even know how I still have legs or I'm still alive, because of how bad it was. Like, so bad. My boyfriend's side, I think he still had a door, but it was pretty smashed, like really smashed. I'm trying to think what else they told me. Honestly, I thought I was gonna come on here and say a whole bunch of stuff, because I had a whole bunch of stuff to say, but when you're really in the moment, just like, you don't really know what to say. But yeah, so I was in critical condition. I literally almost died. I was rushed to Mount Carmel East, and my boyfriend was rushed to Riverside Hospital. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember the hospital name. It was on I-270 going towards 161. So I was rushed to Mount Carmel East because I I guess that's the closest one. And like I said, I was in critical condition. I literally almost died. By the way, I blacked out. Like, I don't have any, like, I don't remember nothing that happened in the car. I don't remember the car accident. Then I blacked out completely. Blacked out. I don't remember, you know, even going to the hospital or getting in the ambulance or anything like that. So, I get to the hospital, as I'm told by other people, my mom. They called my mom and stuff and let her know what happened. So I guess I was yelling. They said that I kind of had like a late reaction, so I blacked out and then woke up yelling. So yeah. Let me get straight into my injuries. So I broke this part right here and dislocated my wrist. So if you guys can see, like, I don't know if you guys can see, like, it probably don't look like it. I broke right here, or sprung it. I don't remember. On this side, I broke this bone that holds this finger, so it was like sticking out. I broke this bone. I don't know what it's called either. Sorry, I'm not a doctor. But I broke this bone as well. So these bones completely shattered. So I have a titanium screw in here, and then I have titanium screws and plates in my arm. I'm gonna insert pictures, by the way. I completely broke my femur, so I have a titanium rod in my right leg, in my right femur leg. I completely shattered my foot, so I broke all my ligaments in my foot. So I had titanium pins and titanium pins and screws. But I recently got that taken out with a second surgery, so I was able to walk again. I had lacerations on both knees. I had a uterus eruption, a kidney laceration. I believe that's it in my stomach, and yeah. Oh, I have a fractured sternum. So I was in a coma for a couple of days. So the accident was June 27. I woke up, I believe, June 2nd or June 1st. I honestly don't remember. So I was in induced coma for a couple of days. I remember waking up and having a tube down my throat, having a whole bunch of cords and stuff, you know, connected to me. I had an oxygen tube on my nose. The first thing I remember feeling was in so much pain on, like, you know, not where I broke my stuff, but my back. Like, I was in so much pain on my back. I couldn't sit up on myself. I couldn't, you know, do that much. But I remember being like my shoulders and my back in so much pain, just so much pain. The first thing I asked was, well, the first thing I woke up and I seen my mom. I remember waking up and seeing my mom's face, and I remember just asking if, you know, my baby was okay. And she didn't say anything but shook her head. And I just, you know, completely cried. And in that moment, I completely felt like vulnerable and just like my world completely stopped, and was the worst news that anybody honestly can, you know, experience. I didn't know at that time that I was in an accident, so I don't remember how I found out that I was in an accident, but she told me that it was a boy, and that she was able to find out that it was a boy because he was big enough to, you know, tell that he was a boy. But he passed away. He didn't make it because, like I said, I had a uterus eruption. So basically I almost lost my uterus, almost literally lost the one thing that I wanted in my life, was a baby. So literally almost lost the ability to have kids again, and I lost, you know, my son. But luckily they was able to save it, so I'm so grateful for that. So after I noticed that I had 2 casts on my arm, a big giant cast on my right foot. I felt my stomach, and I had staples down my stomach. I had staples on my knee and stitches on my other knee. I was in the ICU for a week. At that time I wasn't able to, you know, like I said, sit up by myself. I wasn't able to use the bathroom by myself, or even, you know, hold a fork by myself. But eventually I taught myself how to use these 2 fingers because, I mean these 3 fingers, because this hand was in cast. So it's like a big cast like this, and then a big cast. So I was using my fingers to eat. They got transferred to a rehab, Mount Carmel rehab, where they taught me how to like walk with my left foot that I was able to put pressure on, because I wasn't able to use crutches because I had both my arms broken, or both my hands, whatever you want to say, hands. So I had it in cast, and I wasn't able to put weight on it. So they taught me how to use a walker, which is those things that grandma used. But you know, whatever. So then I would use that, and I would be on a wheelchair because it was just so much, you know, weight that I was carrying, and you know, I was still healing, that I really couldn't stand up for long or even sit down for long. So I was in a rehab for, I want to say 2 weeks. So in total I was in a hospital for a month pretty much. And then later I got to come home, and that's when I started to kind of heal faster, in my opinion, and was able to do things on my own. And I recently, a month ago, just started walking. So yeah, that's a big accomplishment. Everything for the most part is not completely healed, let me not lie. Everything for the most part is healed, but not completely healed. I'm still healing. But one thing that I really do struggle with now is sleeping. I have PTSD, so I'm really struggle to sleep. I am up until 8 o'clock in the morning, if not longer, and I probably get 3 or 4 hours of sleep. That's mostly because I probably have a lot of anxiety, and as soon as I close my eyes, I just, you know, see things, and I'm just pretty much afraid to close my eyes on my own. I am currently living back at my mom's because I still need help with things. Yeah, so one thing I do want to say before I close this out is that in that moment, or what I went through, honestly, showed me a lot of things that I never thought, you know, I will see. First off, it taught me who's really there for you when you need it the most. Because the people that I thought was my friend or friends, family or whatever, wasn't even there for me at all, you know. It also taught me that, like, I've said so many things to people, to my mom, to my sisters, to family members that I definitely regretted saying because I was mad. I said I hate you. I said, you know, things like that that I definitely regret, like 1000% regret. So yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm at the point in my life where I'm ready to have a fresh start and forget about the past, not forget about my son or the people that was there for me, but forget the past, move on, and just, you know, live my life to the fullest. Because if I would have died at it, I'm 19 years old. I did not live my life like the way I'm supposed to, especially at this age. I didn't experience a lot of things, so definitely, you know, open a lot in my brain, and basically, like, you know, do things that make yourself happy and stop worrying about people that don't even care about you or even give them the time of day. Because are they putting you first? You know, make sure the people you're putting first is putting you first back, and make sure the people you're around is going to be there when something happens, you know. There is an ongoing case, so I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak on certain things, but there is an ongoing case. Best believe I am suing, and best believe I will get justice for my baby, because I don't ever want to experience this, and I hope nobody has to ever experience this in their life. I do not wish that on anyone. But that's all I really have to say. Thank you for sitting here and listening to me talk about what happened. And make sure to subscribe, follow, share so the story can get out there. And yeah, stay tuned, because I will definitely be making more YouTube videos.